Christopher Columbus was born in Genoa, Italy, around 1451. His father was a wool weaver, and Columbus grew up near the sea, likely working on merchant ships from a young age. He became a skilled navigator and map reader, obsessed with the idea of reaching Asia by sailing west across the Atlantic. At the time, most European trade with Asia went overland or around Africa, controlled largely by Muslim empires. Columbus believed he could find a faster route and open up trade with the East by sea. But there was a problem. His calculations were wrong. He believed the Earth was much smaller than it is, underestimating the distance between Europe and Asia by thousands of miles. Still, Columbus was determined. He presented his idea to Portugal, then Genoa, and finally to Spain. After years of rejection, the Spanish monarchs, Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand, eventually agreed to sponsor him. Their goal was twofold: expand Catholic influence and compete with Portugal's trade power. On April 17, 1492, Columbus signed the Capitulations of Santa Fe, granting him noble titles and promised riches if he succeeded. On August 3, 1492, Columbus set sail from Palos de la Frontera with three ships: the Niña, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. His crew was a mix of seasoned sailors, adventurers, and even prisoners seeking freedom. They crossed the Atlantic, sailing into the unknown. For weeks, there was no land in sight. As tension rose, many feared they'd sail off the edge of the Earth, although most educated Europeans already knew the Earth was round. Finally, on October 12, 1492, land was spotted. They had arrived at an island in the Bahamas, which Columbus named San Salvador. He believed he had reached islands off the coast of Asia, perhaps Japan or the Indies. Columbus met the local Taino people, describing them as kind, generous, and gentle. He also noted that they were vulnerable and could be made into servants. Over the next several weeks, Columbus explored parts of Cuba and Hispaniola. He established a small settlement, La Navidad, after the Santa Maria was wrecked on Christmas Day. When he returned to Spain in March 1493, he was greeted as a hero. He brought gold trinkets, parrots, and a few Taino captives, and claimed he had found a new route to the east. In truth, he had found something else entirely, but he didn't know it yet. Columbus would make 3 more voyages across the Atlantic. On his second voyage in 1493, he returned with 17 ships and over 1,200 men. This was no longer just an expedition, it was colonization. He arrived in the Caribbean to find La Navidad destroyed, likely due to conflict between his men and the Taino. Still, he pressed on, establishing a new settlement, Isabela, the first lasting European colony in the Americas. But things quickly fell apart. The Spanish settlers quarreled, supplies ran low,